This will be one of the most fundamental messages that I have shared in a while. After all what I have seen, I'll just share here with you. It's about people that suck our blood. Uh, Family members, mothers, fathers, you name it. Called mothers, and it resonated with few people in my life that I care for. I care for everybody. But at this moment, whose heart opens up more, I care for them more. That's how it works. So, the most beautiful thing about bloodsuckers is that they're one of the greatest teachers. And we will explain how to operate with them. First of all, I was battling with this horsefly here in the middle of the lake. Especially when I went to that dark space over there. It attracted so many of them because they love to latch on the dark energy. They love to come from the dark and bang, bang, attack you, right? They sit in the shade and then they attack you and they go into the light and they attack you. So it may seem that they're attacking you in the sunlight, but they're actually hiding in the shade. So what happens is I go into the middle of the lake here, and the last of the flies realizes that this is already too far. They have that awareness because it's all about survival. Okay, this is the last one. And he's mad because I took him to the middle of the lake. And he's looking for shade. Tough to find shade. I'm not actually even in the middle. But let me go closer. So just hang with me. This is where it's going. So what happens is anyone who sucks your blood, we have to take them first of all into the sunlight. That's number one. We take them into outdoors, sunlight, and we take them on a walk. We take them in a little uncomfortable situation where they are least comfortable. And the first question to ask, and the first question to ask is, do I suck your blood? Do you suck their blood? And it may sound like a strange question, but everything is a mirror. If they suck your blood, at some point you did suck their blood. Maybe, we don't know the timeline. It may be the past, it may be the future, but they are the mirrors of ourselves from one of these timelines. So, you take them into uncomfortable zone. And before that, if you feel there is a bond, because it's a family bond, give each other a good massage. Spend 30 minutes outdoors in the sun. If someone is afraid of the sun, carrot seed oil, natural oil, or if you like chemicals, SPF 30, SPF 50, as you wish. By the way, it's nice not to have any clothes on and talk. So then so we give them a nice rub. I mean, if you feel like you cannot go there, it's okay. Without the rub, you go on a walk and then you say, hey, do you feel like I'm sucking your blood? And they'll be like, oh, maybe sometimes, oh, maybe not. And then you ask them, you interview them. You go into this wonderful interview, non-judgmental, just an interview. You know, like an interviewer back in the 70s, not today's interviewers. If you look at the interviews they conducted in the 70s and 80s, one of the most wonderful people you will see, one of the most professional journalists that there's some left. I just don't see them much anymore. They all bought up. Anyways, we're not going to give them energy. And you see, and then you just ask them, and you take them on a journey. And every time they do something to you, you can just next day you remember, and you take them on a journey of saying, like, if, let's say, you feel like they're sucking your blood, or you feel like they're manipulative, let's say, and then next day you take them on a different walk and you say, do you feel like I'm manipulating you? They're like, oh no, oh no. And every time they do something like this, you ask them questions about yourself. What will happen is, eventually, this is a really good way not to attack anybody directly, but to subconsciously awaken them, or we can say attack through your mirror, through being self-critical. We're already hard on ourselves, but imagine, because they're all in pain, our relatives, they're all suffering through something, you know, they have old conditioning, and it's like the layers of density over there is super heavy. We have it so good, really, we have it so good. And once we become the healers for that generation, we can karmically release a lot of things. And then if you feel like going deeper with your relative, you say, you know, I don't know about you, but I don't feel like I want to keep coming back into this realm. I feel like I want to evolve into something higher. You can call it paradise, you can call it reincarnation, anything. I feel like I want to go something higher and not have to experience to the same repetitive sensations, the same negative emotions that I'm experiencing. You just voice your opinion. You don't have to convince nobody. You just voice your truth. If they're part of your reality, they gotta know your truth. And if you're ready to share that truth, share it directly. Share it with them without trying to change anybody. You know, in one of the Islamic sutras, it says, you cannot change yourself. You cannot change somebody until you change yourself. And you have different versions of that saying in different cultures. So the idea is not to change, because if we start changing somebody forcefully, we're taking their will, we're taking their divine will, because they were blessed with this divinity to be this way at their current stage of evolution. It's just a different frequency. It's just a different freaking frequency. We're not here to drag anybody into that frequency that you think. Like, if I look personally, if I start looking and trying to bring people to my frequency, this is so much work. It's an unbelievable amount of work to bring someone to be where I'm at. My frequency is very strange by itself. I better not do that, and you better not do it too. You're unique, they're unique. Let them be them. You just, if they're in your reality, if they are depending especially on your reality, voice your reality without judging and without, just telling about your truth. That's it. Don't hold it. You see, the fly is trying so hard and it stops in the shade and then it attacks. It comes from the dark, you see? And it's like, it's this energy possession, you know? So let me tell you, let's put ourselves in the shoes of the vampire and realize they have to draw so much energy from the dark. It's so much wasted energy to be a vampire because you rely on somebody's blood. It's a very challenging incarnation to be in. So let's show some compassion and clemency towards them. That's the word, clemency. And our life will be wonderful. That's it. So much love to you from Canada, cold lake.